Okay. Am I live? Am I actually live? Did it actually work? Hello, Ellen. I'm having technical difficulties with the program that we used to go live. It's like being all funky and wonky. Just went through. All right. I think we're good. If you can hear me, please comment. Let me know you guys are here because I had so much trouble trying to get this to work tonight. It kept like erroring out on me and telling me it couldn't go live. And now my screen is black. What? Why? Why is it doing this? Oh, it's going to be one of those nights. Do you see what it's doing now? This is great. Just great. Okay, hold on a second. Hi, Louie. Yeah, you can hear me. Good. Good. We're halfway there. You can hear me. Oh, you guys. And that, do you guys, I don't know how it looks for you, but if it looks the way it looks for me, it keeps like trying to flip into like portrait mode and do all kinds of wonky stuff. And then the screen goes black. At least it let me go live, because before it was like, you can't go live. Kept telling me that, like, but now I'm sideways. How's this gonna work? Oh my gosh. All right. I don't want to go out, because if I go out and come back in, yeah, it's going to portrait. Hold on. You know what? We did this once before and we just made it work. So we're going to do this time and just make it work, because this was like, we're just going to play with it, mess with it. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday. You can see how mine's going. All right. I think we're just going to go with that tonight, because honestly, no, Candy, my phone is not locked in portrait. The problem is something's up with the website. I mean, do you think I should leave and come back in? Would that work? Because just like literally 30 seconds ago, my camera was landscape and it was totally fine. And then the screen went completely black and now it's portrait. And when I tried to come in, it took me, I mean, I'm 10 minutes, 11 minutes late, because every time I tried to log in, it would say, we're sorry, we've encountered an error and we've kicked you out of your live. Seriously? Dawn, it's Murphy Monday. Candy's going to come in. I think we're stuck in portrait mode. I don't know. I don't want to go out because it's doing all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah, it really is. I agree, Candy. I agree. Restream is not acting correctly this evening. Oh my goodness. Well, if you were patient and you hear, I cannot believe that there's 13 of you. I think it's restream too, Candy, and I don't want to log out and log back in, because it like I said, it took me 10 minutes for it to even let me go live without it like erroring. So I think we're just gonna stick to our little small portrait mode tonight. Oh, you guys, this Monday, I tell you what. Okay, let's just get into it. And if at some point we feel like it might work, we'll go ahead and go from there. But for tonight, we're just gonna let it do its thing. If at any point you cannot hear me or cannot see me, just comment right away. We'll see how it goes. I'm just very, very happy that it let me go live and that I'm here because it wasn't letting me do anything there for a while. All right, let's talk about our bundle for today. Let's talk about fun stuff. Okay, I have the coolest bundle for you guys. I love every single thing in tonight's bundle, and we are going to use every single piece of it. I agree, Ellen. Ellen says, we can see in here, maybe just be happy with that. Yep, that's what we're going to do. We're going to just be happy with that. All right, so the first thing in our bundle tonight, remember these bundles are always marked down to $50, so you're always getting like a fantastic deal, and we pack stuff into these bundles, like so much stuff. So the first thing is this Fall into Season 6x6 paper collection, which I absolutely love, 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 love. I had to have it as soon as it was released. It's so pretty and gorgeous. And I wanted to work with it with you tonight because sometimes I feel like papers like this that have these like printed landscapes, or another good one that's like this is like that the vintage circus one, or those kinds where this isn't a pattern, it's almost like a little mini picture, and you love it and you want to play with it but you're not quite sure how to do it. I'm going to show you a couple. Well, I'm going to show you one way of using it, but then I'm going to talk to you with for a couple of more. My paper pad, I split it into what was fall and what was winter. And I'm just going to set the winter aside because we're going to focus on the fall tonight. Okay. The next thing in tonight's kit is this inspirational wreath set. This was the set that was part of Bridget Monroe and Gina Kay, their spring event. And this was the stamp set that Gina Kay designed, I believe. We're going to use a couple, but this stamp set is beautiful. It has gorgeous sentiments on it. We're going to play with those. Really, really nice. And then to go with our fall, look at all these goodies that are in tonight's kit. Look at all these fun goodies. So there is Raven Detail ink, clear embossing ink, gilded embossing powder, Simple Blends tricolor ink pad. Oh, okay. Thank you. Candy is correcting me. So this is from the Spring Fling event, and this was Christopher's set. Okay. I got it. The adrenaline has to wear off a little bit here, guys. All that stress at the beginning. Okay. And then this is the Chroma Mist in Ornament Gold. Hi, Heather. And Aqua Pigment in Gilded. Yes, Heather. Oh, thank you. IT department. I'm like, I was panicking. I got to tell you, there's a little moment there. So we have this stamp set, the paper, the Simple Blends ink pad, all these fun goodies. And then that's not all. There's also in this bundle A2 card bases and some Perfect Blend paper as well. Okay, so let's get started. If you guys don't mind, I'm going to just kind of calm down, work my way through my little project for you today, and we might go over time, and that's all right. So let's look at these papers. Any of these papers will work for what I'm going to show you today. I am thinking this one because I just love these colors. And when I mocked up my paper and was trying to decide which paper I wanted to use, I used this one, which is my second favorite card. So this is my second favorite paper. I also love that one. They're all beautiful, but let's work with this one. That sound good? Okay. So we're going to need our card base and some of our paper. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this paper down. I want to cut it to 4 by 5 1/4. Yes. So we're going to go 4 by 5 1/4. And what that's going to do is on our finished card panel, it's going to give us just a really small white border, which is all we need. Now I'm going to take the Perfect Blend cardstock, and this is where we're going to do most of our fun stuff tonight. So I'm going to cut a strip from this paper that is 1 3/4 wide by 5 1/4 tall. And so what we're going to end up with is it's going to be on the side of our pattern paper. Then I'm going to take another piece of this, and I am going to cut a 1/4 inch strip, just a 1/4 inch. That's all we need. We're going to do some fun heat embossing tonight. And then we're going to trim this down to 5 1/4. Hi, Isis. So glad to see you. Okay. I hope that I say your name. I always get nervous when I go to say your name because I'm always scared I'm going to say it wrong. Okay. So when you are working with a pattern like this that has this kind of complete photo type of a project on it, what I always suggest, what I would say is the best way to work with it is to add some white space to your design. Add something to it that's going to give you a place for a sentiment, give you a place for a little bit of decor. In this case, we're just going to use 1 3/4 inches of white cardstock. When I do my card tonight, I'm going to place it here, but you could also place it right across the middle. You could also place it just across the bottom. You could also place it across the top. And it doesn't have to be 1 3/4. It could be as small as 1/2 inch. I chose 1 3/4 because I want to fit my sentiment here, and I don't want the sentiment to have to be horizontal. So I made mine wide enough to fit a sentiment. But you could also go this way as well with a sentiment, or down here. And that is just an easy way, right? Really very easy way to kind of block off a little bit of area from a pattern like this, and then fill it with your sentiment, fill it with, we're going to use some mixed media and kind of bump up the gold a little bit. Okay, so we're going to set this pattern paper aside, and we're going to focus all of our attention, all of our gorgeous crafting onto this little strip of paper. Hi, Susan. Good. I'm glad you can hear me. You can hear me and you can see me, even if I'm crooked or sideways. That's all right. Okay. So we're going to start with our little strip of paper. Our Raven Detail black ink. And we're going to pick our sentiment. This stamp set tonight has so many good sentiments. So there's this one, that's Hello Friend. And that one is the one that's going to, when I measured, that was how I measured my white space. This is the one we're going to use. So if you wanted to use a sentiment and have it be, not have it vertical on your strip, you want it this way. If you wanted to use something like the Missing You, the hang in there, you would just need to widen that white strip. But we're just going to go with the Hello Friend today. You could also, again with that white strip, place it this way, and then you could put your sentiment that way as well. So how has everyone been doing today? Did you have a good Monday? Yeah, Susan, we are having some definite difficulties tonight. We're just going with it. I was about 10 minutes late because I had trouble getting the live stream to work this evening. So we're just going with it. You can hear me. I'm going to like extra explain what I'm doing. So you can hear me and see most of my desk, some of my desk, and we're just going to go with it. Good. Susan says she's happy with that. I am too. So I have the Raven Black ink. I'm going to stamp this a couple of times because I want really dark, crisp, lovely black ink. So I'm going to really get a nice crisp black on here. Because we're going to do some things on top of this. So next I am going to set this aside. I just want it to dry a little bit because we're going to stamp on top of it. So it needs to be nice and dry and soaked in to the paper. Grab my squeaky clean, my well-loved microfiber cloth and clean my stamp here. And then we're going to come back. We're going to do some heat embossing. We're actually going to do a lot of heat embossing tonight, but first little bit of heat embossing we're going to do is to that little strip of paper. Where did it go? Well, you know, if I lose it, I will just, oh, there it is. We'll cut another one. So we're going to go ahead and work on this little strip while that dries. We are going to do layers and layers. Oh, Ellen says she missed Karen Simpson. I think I did too. Hi, Karen. Oh, I hope you get your crafty playtime and you're not working weekend. You need that, definitely. Susan said, oh, happy day. Thank you, Susan. That's what I need. Just be happy. Just move on. We're good. Okay. All right. This is the embossing ink. This is clear embossing ink, which is also the thing, which is in the bundle tonight. I'm going to push this up here because I want to get my glass mat dirty. I don't want to get this paper dirty. We are going to do some direct to paper embossing powder, embossing ink, direct to paper. No magic powder bag needed. We need all of this ink to go. So we are going to coat this whole 1/4 inch strip with our embossing powder. You got it? Give it all a good coating. And then put the embossing powder away or spill it everywhere. Take your pick, I guess. I'm going to turn on my heat tool, get it nice and hot. Let it dry a second, not very long, just, you know, a second. And then we're going to come back in. And I'm going to go ahead and ink this all up again. And I'm going to do this 3 or 4 times. And every time we're going to get something that is much thicker and smoother and absolutely lovely. Layers of embossing powder are so good. Just so good. Okay. I think I put 4 layers on the mock-up or my practice card. So every layer you add is going to be thicker and smoother. I love that look so much. So we're going to go ahead and do it again. Candy, how is the new craft room coming along? Have you been, did you get to shop for any like organization stuff yet? Or are you? How much more do you have to move in? How's the new Wi-Fi? Did that work? Really? Okay. So let me pop this up so that you can see it. Because I know we're at a funny angle now. Look at that. So gorgeous. I love this effect of layering the embossing powder. I think it just looks so good. Okay, so we're going to take this piece and I'm going to put it right over here, which is where the card panel, the pattern paper, all that is. My card base. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put my piece in, and I'm actually going to kind of stick it here just to hold it in place. I want this to stick real good, and I am making a conscientious decision not to add my stick and stamp mat in because I don't want to have to go like this and squeeze it to pop the paper off. This is plenty enough to hold it where I need to hold it. Sometimes this is a little bit of a better option just for me because that's me. Okay, this is a Hello Friend. And what I'm doing is I'm creating a drop shadow. So you can see Again, giving you as much like verbal information as you can, since I know this isn't the best filming. So I'm placing the stamp set right on top so that I can see the original sentiment up through the clear stamp, right? Then I am putting this just ever so slightly up and ever so slightly to the right. And that's going to create a drop shadow. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my stamp. I'm going to get my magic powder bag, which you guys is my new best friend in the whole world. Candy said she bought a few small containers, but she's utilizing what she has and some things we inherited. Oh, that's a good idea. I scrapbook on an old antique dining room table. 90% is moved in and out away. It's a little nice. Wi-Fi is pretty good. Small buffering. Oh, see, you need to get that scrapbooking stuff out. I know someone who's a big scrapbooker, you know. Just saying. Ellen says she can't type tonight. That's okay. You're here. That's all that matters. I'm so proud of all of you for coming. I'm so proud of all of you for waiting, staying with me, that I was coming and it was okay and I was going to make it here even if I was late. You guys are the absolute best. So I'm going to stamp this 3 times with my embossing ink so I get a nice, good impression. Okay. And then what, Candy? Candy says I have plans. I know. I'm so excited for your plans. I think I know some of your plans, right? Do I? I feel like I do. And then she said Sarah with 100 exclamation marks. I don't know about that. Okay. So grab a little paintbrush here because I do have just a little bit of powder here where I don't want it. Okay. I thought I did. All right, so this one, the drop shadow that I created for tonight's card is very subtle, a little maybe I wanted something a little more obvious, but that's okay. It's totally fine. So you can just see the little bit of the black below and then to this side. And if you want something that is more obvious, a little bit something that's more off set, if you look at the card that I did for like the mock-up, you can see that one there. It's a little more obvious that it is stamped twice, once in the black and once in the gold. That being said, this is really, really cool and I really, really like it. You can just see the black like right underneath and then to the left of the embossing, which is just what I wanted. So that is just a really cool technique for enhancing or doing something a little bit different than just your typical kind of stamp or embossed sentiment. Okay, I'm going to put this back in here now. Actually, you know what, first, let's get some of the powder off of this. Okay. Now we're going to use this fun, simple blends ink pad. All right, let me see how I can do this so you can see all the different pieces here. I want this to just kind of hold on. Ellen said she just did her first bit of scrapbooking in a long time and she made a folio for her husband. Ellen, I want to see these folios. When I did my traveler's notebook, you guys were talking about folios, and I really want to see what one of these finished folios looks like. I would love to see what it looks like. Hi, Francie. Sure, if you want it to be, it can be. Okay. So this is the Simple Blend ink pad. After playing with these two ink pads now a couple of times, I have both of them now. I have the blue one and the red one. I think that I get my best results and like the coolest colors and stuff when I use an acrylic block with this stamp instead of the Door to My Misty. Because you have these three colors and it's cool to kind of get them to mix and mingle and do their thing. So I really think I like them all mixed and mingled. So I'm gonna stamp this little flower beside my hello friend, and then that's a little cluster. And then there's also this stamp set that is a single flower. And I'm gonna do some repeat flowers all over this little card section of our card. And these colors, this one, this is the red one, red, orange, and yellow, the Roy one. It, the colors, the ink colors, they match this fall paper pattern perfectly and awesome. So there is no rhyme or reason to this. None whatsoever. I am just stamping and plopping. Stamping and plopping. I'm free range stamping. It does not have to be super like crisp or clear. It's okay. We can even do some second generation stamping if we want. We're just going to kind of fill in most of the space here. Francie says, okay. So this is just my 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock live that I do every Monday. We're going to make a pretty fall stamp. And I think, when did the craftathon end? At 7:30? So yeah, sure. Sure, we'll call this the craftathon. What was your favorite part of the craftathon today? Anything in particular you really liked? Any techniques that caught your eye? Inquiring friends want to know. And now I'm going to clean my stamps, by the way. Clean my stamps. Sprayed it with my favorite scent of squeaky clean, which is peach. And we have all this color. I can even pull this up so you can kind of see it. So pretty. Now I'm going to come in with the embossing ink, and I'm going to do the same thing with the same stamp. So I have the same flower stamp that I did all the color with. And then I'm just going to come in with the embossing ink. And this does not have to be perfect. I am just stamping. I'm stamping right over some of these flowers. I am just having fun, stamping away. Put them wherever your little heart desires, wherever your small stamp, wherever you feel like you want to have a little touch of gold. And the stamping does not have to be perfect. It can be like partial stamping. It can be a little messy. It doesn't have to be perfect because we are layering now. We're just layering color and the gold and different things on top of this thing. Oh, okay. So I know I'm terrible. I know. Please don't run away from me. Please, when I say this. I only know very tiny little bit about who May May is. I know she's on my Peach Squeaky Clean bottle. I'm assuming she has a YouTube channel. I didn't know she had a Facebook group. So I guess next time I go down a YouTube rabbit hole, that's where I need to go. Candy says, I think you are technically the end. Oh, of the craft-a-thon. I'm technically the end. Oh, yeah, baby. Okay. There we go. So I pretty much, when I flicked it just now, when I turned this over and like flicked it to death, I flicked a lot of the embossing powder off. That's what I wanted to do. It was an intentional. Because just like I wanted layers and layers and layers and layers of the embossing powder on this little strip, I wanted just a touch of gold on this one. So let me pull up so you can just kind of see, like it's just that little hint of gold, just a hint. I hope the camera is picking it up okay. So there's a little bit of ideas for the embossing powder too. You don't have to, you can use a lot of embossing powder and you can get a really nice, thick, smooth, heavy, or you can go super light and just have a hint of it. And both is gorgeous. I really hope that the light is showing off the way that that sentiment turns out because I am pretty proud of it. Okay. Aw. Next time I go down a rabbit, next time I have some time to go on YouTube, I will find her. I have heard Christopher mention her before. And like I said, I know she's on my Squeaky Clean bottle, which is my favorite scent ever. But and I assume she was from YouTube, you know, that she was a YouTuber. So this is the Chroma Mist Orna ornament gold. And I am going to spray it. 2 sprays. Let it work around, do its thing, soak in a little bit. This dries really quick. So since I'm the end of the craftathon, what did you guys think? Did you like the craft? Did you like all the projects today? Did you enjoy all the videos? Did you get all of the friendship release that you wanted? Down, if you're looking for, I know Penny's on vacation. I just realized, well, I knew, but it just kind of dawned on me. If you go down in the description box, there is a link posted right to the bundle that I am showcasing tonight. So that is an easy way to go ahead and grab the bundle if you want. And other than the magic powder bag, everything I used tonight is just from the bundle. I didn't bring in any other products. So that's good. Okay. Francie said she owns a store and has her own line, etc. Oh, okay. And she's the one that does the folios then. Good to know. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, first of all, let me just show you what this ornament gold looks like because, again, like it's gorgeous. You got to catch it in the light. I love how it looks on top of the color because it's not drowning the color out. It's like just enhancing it and it's just making it look awesome. So the last little part of our bundle for tonight is one of my favorite products in the British Monroe shop. It is one of my most used. It's something that I've been using for years, like since before, probably since it came out, because I've been around the British Monroe stuff for a while. This is the Gilded Aqua Pigment. This is a fabulous, just essential, gorgeous product. I love this stuff. Ellen says, I don't know who came up with the fall chromas, but I love the names. I nearly snarfed my design team, my Gorgets. So believe it or not, I think the Gourd Guts is my favorite color from the new chroma mess. Yeah, it definitely is. The other one that I love is the Velveteen Glaze. Did you get the Velveteen Glaze? There is this like blue, matte navy blue color. So good. That stuff is so good. In fact, I think in an upcoming bundle, we're going to add that to it because I just love it. So we're going to use the aqua pigments in a little bit of a fun, different way. The way I'm going to use it is I'm going to add some little dots just in some little open sections, almost like gems, sort of. So I just have the dropper full and I'm just dotting it. It's not a splatter. It's not a drip. It's just a little dot. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit this with a heat tool so that you can see how it dries, because I just think that the way it dries is gorgeousness. So again, using products you might have, but in a little bit of a different way. Varying how we use our stash, varying how we use our products to get the most out of them. And yep, it's going to warp. It will warp. And that's totally fine. It will also unwarp super easily. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up. Intentional drops. Yep. So look at how this dries. See how it dries like just like little gold polka dots? Like, isn't that cool? So cool. I love it. I love how that dries. I think that's the neatest thing. I really like Pearl too, Francie. Pearl is another one that I think is absolutely fabulous. Okay. So now let's go ahead and get all of this put together. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's live. I hope you learned something, maybe just a new technique, maybe just something cool like the little dots with the aqua pigments, or how you can use some embossing powder heavy, or you can use it with a lighter hand and get a different kind of look or a different kind of effect. Let me get the little how to create a drop shadow on your cards with your embossing powder, those kinds of things, just some fun things. Okay, I put this on crooked. That's all right. We're gonna fix that up. Don't you sweat. So we have our pattern paper, and then we have that panel that we made. And then to give them just a little separation between the two, we have that 1/4 inch strip that we embossed a whole bunch of times. I'm just going to add that on. There we go. I do love the pearl, but I think I'm a gold girl more so than the pearl maybe. I do really like my gold. Well, I am just trimming up my little card panel here. And we are done for tonight. How about that? I did it. So here is both of the cards that I made, each using a different kind of pattern paper. And I will adhere this down, and then I'll bring it up to the camera. Oh, Ellen says, Sarah, this is so pretty. Very my style too. Thank you so much, Ellen. And like I said, just keep in mind, this design can work for any kind of pattern paper you would like. Or if like this panel, it can be across the middle, it can be across the bottom, it can be across the top. But the idea is just to not have the pattern paper kind of overwhelm, but instead have something there to accent it. So this is the one we created tonight. And then this is the one that I created when I was designing the card design and what we were going to do this evening. So I used a different pattern paper. This is, the sentiment is more offset. I think I prefer it less offset. Um, but the same idea, same, the little aqua pigment drops, the little embossing difference. So there are both cards. I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your evening. I am so glad we got to spend some time together. I'm so glad that we got the live to work. And I will see you again next Monday. So we went all gold this week, and we went gold and fall, and like, kind of really dug deep into those really lovely colors. Next week we're going silver. How about that? All right. You all have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.